I'm Doug.
And I'm Cathy. And this is Maggie Mae.
Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we're exploring the historic triangle of Williamsburg, Yorktown, and Jamestown. And we want you to come along with us and soak up some of the history around here. It's amazing. We're actually sitting in front of Virginia's oldest prison, and this is where Blackbeard's pirates were held until their hanging. Everywhere you go, there's bits of history that I had no idea about.
Yes, there is.
So come along and enjoy.
Thanks.
Now, we started our day off at the Colonial Williamsburg Visitor Center, and this is the neatest way to see Colonial Williamsburg, in our opinion at least.
Absolutely.
You can get tickets that will take you through blacksmithing and through all of the intricacies of Williamsburg. They start in just under $50 a person, or you can tour it free on your own, which is what we did. And if you start off at the Visitor Center, you can park in their lot for free. They've got a great pedestrian bridge that takes you across the highway. You've got a beautiful 10 to 15 minute walk into the historic downtown, and it was wonderful. We picked a beautiful day for it. It was a little bit on the cool side. It just couldn't have been much nicer.
It was definitely a step back in time, and there were bricks laid in there that told you what the time period was as you went.
Yeah, that made the walk entertaining.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing that you see as you come in is the governor's palace.
That was quite something.
It was amazing. Beautiful gardens on the premises. And the governor's palace sits on a U-shaped road called Palace Green. And there are horse-drawn carriages.
People are dressed in
Period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And everything that you'll see in historic Williamsburg is historic.
Yes.
The main roads are closed to driving traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So it really makes you feel like you're in the era. This is the corner of Palace Green and Duke of Gloucester, and on that corner is the Bruton Parish Episcopal Church. This is a very historic church ground. It has had a congregation there since the 1600s and has been in this building since the early 1700s. There's a little cemetery right there behind it. Across the street from it are beautiful gardens. And again, the difference is if you get the ticket, you can go walk through the gardens. If you don't get the ticket, you can walk past the gardens.
That's right.
Then at the end of this street, as you're going west, you end up going into the William and Mary College campus. This is called Wren Park. And as you enter it, it's V-shaped compared to the road that you were on. The campus itself is like a step back in time.
Oh, yeah.
It is absolutely amazing.
Yes, it was.
This is the Wren building. It was completed in 1699. And this area is known as the Sunken Garden. And it seems like this is an area, you see students crossing it all the time. But it seems like it's just a community area. Now this little bridge is famous also. It's called Crim Dell.
And I think it was put in there in 1964.
Yeah, it's more modern.
Yeah.
Now this is their original courthouse. And right across the street from it is the ammunitions
Magazine.
magazine.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's actually undergoing some archaeological surveying, so they had the cannons moved outside. Beautiful brick sidewalks everywhere. The buildings were just amazing.
They had shops that carried anything and everything that reflected back on the time. Little bakery.
And at the end of Duke of Gloucester Street, to the east, is the Capitol. This building served as the capital for the colony of Virginia and actually served as the United States Capitol for the first 4 years of our country, from 1776 to 1780. It's undergoing some restoration right now, so it was covered with scaffolding, but it was really a very unique building.
And that's something we found, that in the off season is when they all want to make sure they're getting those things done for the next season.
Now this was their prison, and this is where we started our video at. And there's been some very historic characters that have been locked up in here. That area on the right that you see, the wooden area, was their, I guess, like a solitary hole.
Yeah, that was the hole.
This is one of their cells. They've got the chains over there. The hole you see in the back wall was where they used to slide their food into them. And these guys were grazing right beside the jail. Now next up, we went to Jamestown. Jamestown is a different type of a historical site because there are no buildings, there are no remnants of Jamestown. This is a recreation of what the fort at Jamestown would have looked like. And there's a 5-mile driving tour. There's also a 1-mile hiking tour. And that hiking tour will show you where the building stood, but there are no buildings there to see. So we just took the driving tour out around James Island.
And it's a marvel to think this is where people were coming into America, and the kind of, you can literally feel the presence of the past there.
This is really where the colonization of Virginia started.
And they've left it primitive. They've never built on it and changed it.
Now the third side of the triangle is Yorktown. And Yorktown again has a welcome center. And the first thing as you leave the battlefield area is the Victory Monument.
That thing's beautiful.
Now this monument is original with the exception of Lady Liberty, who was lost to a lightning strike and has been replaced. But Yorktown has a beautiful beach area. We saw a couple of classic sailing vessels out there. Now, this is called an Archer House, and I guess there were several of them in this area called Under the Hill. But the other thing that Under the Hill was known for is the cave. And this cave is right beside the Archer House. Now it does have a gate across it, but it does look like it goes back in a good little ways. There's also a great statue to the 4 heroes of Yorktown. This we thought was kind of unique. It's the Queen's Rangers from Canada. This was a tribute to their contribution.
I think that was their brigade headquarters. That's what they call it.
Beautiful gardens on these properties.
Oh, yeah.
That one had lavender growing in it. It smelled beautiful.
Yeah.
There's an area that's probably maybe 3 or 4 city blocks long that is all of the old preserved buildings, historical buildings. And again, those are closed off to motorist traffic. There are cross streets that are open, but this road itself was all closed. The custom house where you paid your customs or your taxes on the properties that were being sold and brought in. More beautiful gardens. It really does make history come alive when you're walking in amongst.
It sure does. It sure does.
Now this has been turned into a bed and breakfast. A beautiful property.
Yes, it was.
Well, Cathy, we have spent the day in Williamsburg, Jamestown, and Yorktown. What have you thought of the historic triangle?
It's amazing. I just can't get over how much historical stuff is around. Jamestown was basically looking at where things used to be. Yorktown is charming, and Williamsburg, boy, I'd want to go to school there.
It's amazing, yeah. So we hope you've enjoyed our series that we've been doing here in Virginia, as well as here in the historic triangle, as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. If you have, leave us a thumbs up. We sure do appreciate it. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do that and ring the notification bell. That way you'll know when all of our new videos come out.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thanks for watching today.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.
And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out.
Don't forget to follow us on social media too.